I think we might be live. All right, let's let this start to kick in. I know there's a bit of a lag, just testing things out. I'm a little rusty. Got to kick off the dust and the cobwebs. All right, so let's see. I'm using this as check and see where we're at. This should be going live. I mean, any moment. Charlie, what's up, man? Okay. Start to kick in. I know there's a bit of a lag. Just testing things. Dope. That means we are live. What's up, guys? What's up, everyone? How y'all doing? La Rosa, what's up, man? Awesome, awesome. All right, just getting set up here. It's a late night here in Thailand, and what better thing to do on a Friday night? This is how you know I'm a nerd. What else do you think I want to do on a Friday night but to geek out? All right. Cool, cool. So check it out. This is going to be open. It's going to be kickback. What we're going to be doing is just opening things up for an AMA. Trying to have a discussion, conversation, even though all of you are inside the chats. Awesome. I'm so glad to see you all already coming in. Yeah, do you know what? Like I've been doing these on a Wednesday, but something told me go ahead and give it a try on a Friday. I kind of feel it's more relaxed, and depending on where you're at inside the world, pretty sure most of you are inside like the daytime or even coming around to the morning time. Those of us in Asia, it's that Friday night, and which means it's that Friday night, and we're at home on YouTube or wherever we're at. But yeah, I just feel like it's a good way to to bring the week to an end and stuff. Right? La Rosa says, what else is there to do on a Friday night? I totally agree. That's how I feel. Well, I'm sure there's a few other things to do, but you know what? I've been wanting to do this for a while. It's been too long. I started doing the live streams a while back. I mean, it's been several months since I have done them, and I wanted to get them going again because I had just a blast doing them. I love to connect with other web creatives, with other developers, designers, agency owners, and so on who have the same passions and conversate around the stuff that we enjoy doing. I want to do things like look at different tools and explore other stuff and do some live design sessions like what we did for Thailand divers and stuff. Uh the truth is, once you stop doing this for a while, it's hard to get back in because as an introvert and as somebody who doesn't find taking the step easy, well, it's easy to get complacent. So we're doing it. We're bringing it back, and not only that, I got guests already start. I got some special guests coming up next week. We have Studio Cards founder Nicole. She's going to be coming on as a special guest. She's also an agency owner who has built a really robust tool, one that I personally enjoy and love because it's the one that powers my website. And I'm really looking forward to having her on our live stream next week. That way we could I like to talk with other agency owners and other web creatives who stepped out of their lane and did something different, like build a WordPress tool. So yeah, all right. I want to catch up now on these chats. So there's already a question in the very beginning. LStack. Okay, I'm going to pull this up. Ask on the sales page of the subs and extracts for the non-develop Elementor courses or new word for is that on my website? Is that what you mean, LStack? That I have Elementored on my website, or is that something else? Please let me know and drop it in the chat. I really like that word though, Elementored. That's pretty dope. All right. Eureka says, ready to transform a pile of containers into a website. Isn't that what we do basically? We take sections, containers, widgets, and we turn them into something magical. That's what I love about this. What's up, Brian? How you doing, man? What's good, man? It's all good. It's all good. Donatas, I hope I'm saying this right. Donatas, hey, what's up, man? So glad to see you here. Web Express Tech, hiya. All right, dope, dope. So glad to see you all. And yes, Norris, we're going to start doing this again. We're back in this. We're back in this. So I'm making this is what tonight really is for me, at least, is me like, okay, stop making excuses, get back on it, get back in it, because I really just want to have that opportunity to be able to engage with everyone. If you have, like, I get asked questions a lot, and I get tons of just amazing messages, emails, messages through my forum, people reaching out, and every time they do, it just really hits me in the heart. It motivates me and pushes me to do what I'm doing here. Like, that is, that it's something special. But like, being able to do this and go live, we could take it to another step, and we could start to engage with each other. And I really want to do that. All right. So let me see. Brian asked, am I from the US? Okay, yes. Am I from the US and you do detect the West Coast accent or slang or dialect? Definitely yes. I am born and raised in Los Angeles. But I did grow up on East Coast hip hop. So ever since I was a kid, I listened to Run DMC when I was like 9 years old. That was one of my first albums, and Houdini and stuff like that. I don't even know how it happened, but I stumbled onto it. But I remember young growing up, I had this East Coast accent, but still, yeah, LA in and out always. Dude, I ended up in Thailand. I just bought a one-way ticket. That's a trick for anybody who wants to go to Thailand and live there. Just buy a one-way ticket. Let the rest work itself out. Dave Den, what's up, man? So glad to see you back here. How you doing, man? So, does anybody have any questions to get things started? While I am going to let a question come up, I'm going to have my tea real quick. Rustum, what's up, man? I did see you. I was going to reach out to you in our Pro Academy space. Man, so awesome to have you on board. So check it out, man. Malaysia, that's one of my favorite places. I go there all the time. I was just there. I miss WordCamp Malaysia, though. I really wanted to go. I was waiting for my passport. I didn't have my new passport in time. Dang, I really missed that one. Any chance did you get a chance to go to WordCamp Asia? I mean, not WordCamp Asia, WordCamp Malaysia. That's what I wanted to ask you inside our Lytbox Pro group. Ecuador's in the house. All right. Cool, cool, cool. So, how's everybody doing with the new 3.16 update? Everybody all good? Anybody have to do some rollbacks? Let's go ahead and bring it up. David, yeah, right? Hot topic, hot topic. All right, let's address the elephant in the room. Okay, so La Rosa. All right, man. Nah, this is great. This is why I want to open it up. That way, it doesn't all have to be web dev. This is just straight up AMA. But yeah, man, it's a good question. About knowing about my video recording setup and gear that I use. All right, so my camera is a God, what is it? It's been so long since a Sony A6400. So I did this whole long research about what cameras to get. I try to use webcams. I got the Logitech, even like the high end Logitech. But no matter what I did, it always came out fuzzy and it really bothered me. So I did a lot of research on what cameras to use, and I went with the A6400. First, it wasn't super expensive. It was more of a good starting point, a starting range. The next thing though is that you could actually plug this up to the wall. I have like a dummy battery in it, and it's plugged into the wall, so I never have to worry about charging. And you could record it for a very long period of time. A lot of cameras, they have limitations. So when we're choosing a camera, one thing I was looking at was the limitations. Like, some you can only record like up to like an hour. Some of them you had to keep recharging batteries. The A6400 just seemed like a winner. And then for the lens, it's the Sigma. I think it's like the 1.8 aperture. It's a very popular one. I have to probably look it up. I don't know if I can see it here. if it shows the specs. Nah. Uh it's probably one of the most popular ones that come with A6400. So, if you check it out on the YouTube. Now, the mic is a Shure podcast mic. Really, really good. I wanted the other Shure. It's like the professional one, but that one you needed to get a lot of other stuff for it. And I can't get everything here in Thailand. Like the other equipment I wanted for that mic, it just isn't sold here, or it's like super, super expensive. I got this, and before I was using this, I was using the Blue Yeti, which is but this right here, it has been solid. Like I'm super happy with it. What else? I got the what is it, the Cam Link, or to connect it to the TV. But yeah, that's what I'm working with. And Rustum, okay, saying, oh my god, okay. The elephant in the room, 3.16. It's all good. Taiwan, what's up? Awesome, awesome. Taiwan's inside the house. All right, so Brian's got a good question, and one I was hoping somebody would bring up. Because if you guys notice, I built my new website on bricks, and I'm a Power Elementor user. And Brian asked, I use Elementor and bricks primarily. Which one do I lean towards more? All right, so I got some videos coming out about my journey using bricks. We started using it to build client sites as well. And we got a new project coming up. We're going to use bricks for our new project. And there are reasons for it. There are pros and cons for both of them. Now, still right now, when it comes to like my power tool, still it's Elementor. I've spent years on it. I know it inside and out, like the back of my hand. So I could go into a project and I could build something really quick with Elementor. I already have a system in place and all that. Bricks, on the other hand, it was a pretty big learning lesson for me. I had to build a few websites, like practice websites, and every time I build it, I would discover something new that would just make the whole process of building a site better. So I did about 3 or 4 practice sites. Then I went to build my site. Then we went to build a client site, and I feel like we have something solid with it. Now, the thing about bricks and why I lean towards bricks for certain projects are ones that I'm collaborating with my team and other developers on. It's just you can have systems with frameworks and stuff like that. And it's very developer friendly. Like it brought out the inner developer in me. It was fun to use because I started my journey as a front end developer. Actually, my journey, my path as a developer, I started off in Shopify, and I learned how to, code in Fluid and do custom Shopify websites before I even touched WordPress. And then I got into WordPress, and I got into UI, UX, and then into design. So yeah, going to bricks was fun. Like it brought out that designer in me, but still, Elementor, I could just knock out sites really, really fast. I have a stack that's already dedicated. There isn't much of a learning curve for me anymore. So I would say leaning towards one or the other would all depend on the project. If the project is, we need to do something quick, we need to do something fast. A client wants to be more involved with their website, they need things more simplified, I'm going to go definitely into Elementor. If the project is going to be like really heavy SEO focus, I'm going to be working with our developers. We need to build a stack and it's more of a higher end. Then I'm going to go into bricks and look at doing something more custom with that. So I wouldn't say I'm choosing one or the other. It's just that I've added bricks to my workflow. And by doing that, now we got more options to be able to choose for, based on the projects. Anybody else have questions on that? Definitely let me know. I think it's like right now, Bricks is doing great, man. Things are really great, and there's some really great tools in there too, like third-party tools. Advanced Themer, ACSS, Bricks Forge, some really solid stuff inside there. But yes, okay, still Elementor. I don't know if you could see back there. I got too much Elementor gear to give up on it. And I've invested too much of my education and learning it. Okay. Let's catch up. I know I'm rambling. Oh, there is a work camp in Taipei. When is that happening? I'm actually flying through Taipei in November. It's just in a layover. But if there's a word camp around November, December, it's not that far from me. All right, Kaye, I'm going to check that out. If you have the information, drop it inside the chat. If you have the date, I definitely would like to check that out. I've only like did stopovers in Taipei, and every time that I did, I wanted to explore more. It was just one of those cities. Like once I flew in, like I was like, wow, okay, I want to stay here for a little bit. Haven't had a chance to do that yet. Maybe that'll be a good opportunity. All right, Dave Dan said, okay, 3.16 did break a mega menu. Okay, it's all good now. Yeah, they're going to be applying a hot fix. And I know, like, it's a hot topic. It's an update that caused some breakage, but, like, for me, I don't stress it. As long as we test it and make sure to have backup of backups of backups. Only stress it if you don't have things in place. And Elementor has a default built-in backup, which is you could roll back. So I never really trip over the updates. Just be careful on sensitive sites. That's the only thing. For me personally, when I have a sensitive site, a site, say it's an e-commerce, a high selling site, really high traffic, where if the site does break, it actually costs our clients money. In those situations, I'm a bit more careful with the updates. For some major plugins like WooCommerce, I'll wait and actually see what happens and so on. We don't just update really quickly, even with backups. But yeah, it's all good, man. I don't trip over, some breaks as long as we have something in place. All right, KA says, have some problems using Elementor container, prefer the column, then the container. How can I overcome? That's a really good question. And at first, when I switched to container, instinctively I wanted to use sections because I was so used to it. The best way to overcome it is just to stick with containers and figure it out. It'll take you maybe about one or two websites, but once you do and it clicks and you see how the flex works with it, you won't want to go back to sections. So the way to overcome it, the best way to overcome it is just to stick with it and don't go back to your comfort zone. Because sections really is not that. It's more clunky. It's more div heavy. It's got a lot more DOM to it. Uh, Let me actually this threw me off having this right here. Yeah, the best way to overcome it is just to go into your uncomfort zone. You got to take those positive risks. And that means you got to walk through the uncomfortable learning curve. But once you do, the payoff and the rewards are just amazing. And then now we also got the grid option inside the container, which also is super dope. I got a video coming out about that in about a week or two. So that's on my roadmap. Okay, so Donatas, okay, I hope I'm saying it right, is asking what plugin settings do I use on the Lytbox Academy as it keeps kicking me out saying access. Where are you located at? Yeah, it is WP login lockdown. But I also have Cloudflare. All right, cool, cool. Let me see. Trying to think, dude. Reach out to me. If you could reach out to me another way, we'll get that solved, man. Because I don't want I don't want anybody being limited. I want I do want to get it figured out, but also to make sure that everybody has access. I want to make sure you're all good, man. So reach out to me definitely, man, and we'll get that solved. But yes, I'm using a few things for security now. I boosted up my security, and I'm still in the process of even adding more to it. So, before I just used to use WordFence, and WordFence is still cool. But I started taking things to the next level. Definitely with Cloudflare, protecting things at a DNS level, doing quite a bit more things. But while I'm in this journey doing it, sometimes the security could be too strict, and I have to like still adjusting it. So, if something happens, definitely hit me up. Like anybody can hit me up anytime through many different ways, Instagram, Facebook. I wish they allowed messages to come through on YouTube. That would make things really easy, but yeah, we'll get that sorted, man. Ah, Dave then said, okay, they looked at Template Monster. By the way, let me pull this up really quick. I forgot all about that. And I know, like, oh, where am I at? First off, let me do a live stream. I mean, not a live stream. Let me share my screen. It's been a while. Okay, so this is practice right here. I'm just going to practice. Let me do the stream. Okay, cool. We can see it. Hmm. Okay. Still got a lot to learn on this. Okay. I haven't seen that yet. Let's see who is leading right here. I'm not logged in though. Maybe I have to be logged in order to see it. Check out the builders. Okay. If anybody has a stats, do you know what? I don't have my account right here. Every time I log in, it takes me a little while. Next week, we're going to do a live, and I want to keep this going to see Bricks, man. Bricks is like gaining, but I did check it out just the other day how many active sites, and I mean, still, L is just like millions, these, divvies a lot. Gutenberg. Bricks is starting to gain traction, and it's definitely well deserved. But okay, my shameless shout out to myself. I'm sorry, guys, I got to do it, and I know this is all just vanity metrics and stuff. It doesn't really mean all that, but still, if you guys want to support the channel, want to support me? I'm not good at this kind of stuff, but check it out. Support who you feel you want to support here because there are some amazing YouTubers here. I mean, Imran, who has absolutely been crushing it the last 2 years, Dave McCann, this dude is awesome. He's just full of wisdom. Design with Kraken, man. I follow his stuff all the time. He creates some amazing content. I love his tutorials. In fact, when I get stuck on a lot of things, it's his tutorials that help me get stuck. I learned a lot from him. Okay, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. I mean, Kevin Gary right here. He's got great content. I've learned a lot of stuff from his channel. So, as much as I want to come in here and say, vote for me, guys, you know what? It doesn't feel right, to just go out and do that. What I would say is go in here and vote for the people that really help you out. There's a lot of amazing content creators here, and everybody here, I know what it takes for me to do this. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of dedication. We got to walk through a lot of stuff. It's not always easy, and I'm more than 100% sure that everybody else here is the same. Some of them are putting in even heaps more. I mean, I can never match what Imran does. This dude, the work that he puts in is just absolutely incredible. And for me, it's inspiring, really. A lot of people here inspire me. So, all right, let me go ahead and turn that off and bring this back. And let's go ahead and catch up on the comments here. The chats, okay. So Rustum, okay, he asks, have I ever worked with Motion Page? Not yet. I do got the lifetime deal. I do plan on using it. I just haven't yet. I haven't gotten around to it. Now, we've done GSAP like on the Lytbox.co website right now. We're using GSAP. There's a lot of custom coding on that. But going forward, instead of just custom coding, using GSAP, I would use Motion Page because I did get the LTD on it. All right. So WordCamp Taiwan. It's going to be October 14th. You know what? All the tickets sold out in Thailand too when there was WordCamp Asia. Uh My thing is I've broken into bigger parties. So if I I feel I don't know, man. I feel fairly confident I could break into WordCamp. I know I probably shouldn't say that, but it doesn't seem that difficult. Oh man, I'm gonna get myself in trouble. It's late night over here. But you never know. Maybe some tickets like pop up. I would love to come to Taiwan for sure. Abdullah, what's up, man? I'm doing good. How you doing, man? How you doing? All right, I'm just catching up on all the chats. All right, Rustin says that he enjoyed the Webflow experience, containers and Webflow better than the sections and columns. Yeah, sections and columns now, when I go back to it, like we've had to like work on some old sites that were built with sections and it's not like as fun as it's I find it to be a pain and normally I would never tell anybody to put something that's in beta or alpha not ready for like full release or hasn't been put out for full release on a live website. But containers is one of those things that I felt was an exception to the rule because I knew why containers stayed in alpha and beta and release candidate for so long. It wasn't because it wasn't ready and full of bugs or anything like that. It was because they needed everybody to have time to catch up, the plugin developers. You got to understand when Elementor makes an update or adds a new feature or something, they can't do it as quickly as, say, somebody like Bricks, who doesn't have as many sites running. Now, when Elementor does it, if something goes wrong, it breaks a very high number of websites. So they need to be a lot more careful than other people. All right, let's see here. I haven't played around with Webflow yet. It is something though that I've wanted to check out. Right now, though, I'm also got my eye on Framer. I see Framer starting to grow right now, so I wish I had just more time. I swear, if I had, does anybody else feel like that? Like, don't you wish you just have like more time to geek out and experiment and do stuff. I mean, I got PlayStation 5 recently and I got Diablo 4, which is fantastic, but it's like I don't even have time for that. I'd rather be here and like try out new tools. Like right now, I got a basket full of all kinds of stuff in AppSumo that I got to get test and try out, and I got new tools to test out for next week as well. Yeah, okay, let me see. The Rosa, he put in here is using Thrive themes. Recently moved to Elementor. Good move, by the way. Really good move. Finds it works better, especially with all the flex stuff. And okay, it cuts off. But he says, have fun migrating all my sites to Elementor. That was my feeling as well. When I started using Elementor, I felt like I was playing video games. Like I felt like I was playing a video game while working on a website. Like it was just fun to do. And that is the best thing. That's the best thing when we could just have fun doing this. Just geek out and have fun. That's what it's all about. That's the reason why I don't get into the page builder wars and beefs. It's all about having fun. Like I'm all good with all of them. It's all good. All right. Kaya, 17 years old. Nice. Wow. What a time to get started. I didn't even know how to use a computer at that age. Nice, nice. Awesome. I'm so glad to see you getting started at that age. Oh man, it's just the beginning. This journey is an amazing journey. One thing I would say as you learning, and if you are building websites for clients and helping build brands on websites, look at the skills for sure. Getting good at web development, getting good at WordPress, Elementor, whatever tool you choose, but also start to invest in learning the business side as well, learning about project management, learning about sales and marketing for personal businesses, doing personal branding and positioning. If I were to start my journey all over, if I were to go back and tell, the newbie Jeff, what to do, my advice to the newbie Jeff would be to invest equally in learning the business side of of doing what we do here, building websites for clients. So that way I could treat it more like a business. In fact, the reason why I'm saying that is fresh on my mind right now. Crocoblog has their summit coming out at the end of the month, and I have something on it uh, for taking those steps from going from freelancer to agency owner, and a lot of that part of just treating it more as a business is full in that talk. All right, I need a sip of my turmeric tea. All right, Abdella. All right. Abdella asks, am I transitioning from Elementor to Bricks? I'm not transitioning. I've only added Bricks into my workflow. So I'm using both of them. It's all good. But the thing is, I think I said it earlier, but the thing is like, I know Elementor so well. I don't want to just give it up because it's definitely still a powerful tool that I could use for my business. And I have fun with it. All right, just catching up. All right. La Rosa says he loves the thought of Bricks Builder, but don't think it's easy for clients to understand. And what else? All right. Also, why not going to Gutenberg Spectra? I want to keep it easy. You know what? There's a pro and con to that. There's a pro and con to that. Now, there are some clients that I'm not like the restrictive type that's just going to try to control clients and like, say, no, don't touch your website. Only we could do it. Not all the time. Not all the time. A lot of times, clients, some of them they know their stuff. They can figure out and edit content and stuff like that. And in those cases, Elementor definitely is a good way to go, especially if the client has all these ideas for all these different changes. It's a lot easier and more cost effective to change. But sometimes for some projects, we don't want the clients in it. For example, we just did a project with a really big brand. Well, no, we didn't just do it. We did it like last year. And it's a global brand, a really big company. And they went through a change in their marketing department. They got a whole new marketing team. And this new lead marketer that they got, he just wanted to go into the website and do his own thing. And we ended up losing the client over it because he just kept going in and messing it up and messing it up. Had the conversations, that, hey, we're not liable, like you guys are on, like if you want to do this, he can't be on our plan and so on. And this person that just came in that they hired just was like, I don't care. I take full responsibility. And, like the thing is, and the reason why I had to step away from that client and from their website was because of the risk factor. When you got a big global brand, there's a big risk that comes to it because, you could do something that could harm the brand. Say the website gets broken during a campaign, or let's say it gets hacked. Somebody adds plugins to it, they do something with it. Things like that could really, cause harm. It's very risky as an agency owner and a freelancer. It could be very risky. And the last thing that we ever want is for a client to come back to us and say, hey, this broke on the website. You costed us X amount of dollars. And it's just something just like ridiculous. And, that's the kind of stuff that keeps me up at night as a business owner. So, like, going back to that, in hindsight now, for that big brand, I would have rather used Brick, something that looks way too scary for some marketer to jump in and start to mess around with because they have no business doing that. Like we're Elementor, on the other hand, for not so big of a brand. I mean, you can still build it for big brands. I've done it. But, like if it's something that's more flexible, not as risky, it's a great tool to use. And La Rosa, I know you personally, and I know like, your type of clients. Well, still learning them, but I can see why Elementor would be a great choice for them, especially if they're doing stuff on their own website. Abdi, what's up, man? What's up? Oh, okay. Abdi, thank you. Appreciate it. Definitely. Man, dope, man. Dope. I really appreciate that. And if you guys don't know, I did do a campaign just this week. Like, it's rare for me to do it, but right now I did drop all the prices on the Design with Elementor course. But one thing I did drop, okay, that's live right now until I think there's about 3 more hours, 2 or 3 more hours, and then it goes back to the normal price. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, if you haven't checked it out yet, we do have the Pro Academy. And one thing that we changed inside the Lytbox Pro Academy is I did something different. Like right now, I don't know if you noticed, but everybody out there, everybody and their mom are raising their prices. Prices just keep going up on everything. Big companies, corporations raising prices. Everything keeps going up. And then I saw something that really bothered me. I saw this interview with the CEO of Uber, and they were talking about the prices going up in Uber. And his justification was that, well, they're just increasing the prices to match the inflation of the dollar. But it wasn't true. Not only were they just trying to keep it going up, like the inflation was going like this, but they were taking it up even higher. They're actually increasing beyond the inflation. And while they're doing that at the same time, we're taking it out on the drivers and not giving them more money. And that kind of stuff bothers me. Like, it really, really bothers me. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna start getting all angry right now. And I don't want to go on an angry rant. But like, seeing that and seeing like the state that everything is in, I decided to do something different with the Pro Academy. And we cut the price down. I wanted the Pro Academy to be affordable for everyone. Because it's not even about the money, it's about helping other web creatives. So just to let you guys know that right now has been cut down like really big, and it's going to stay that way at least until the economy rebounds and gets better. Because my mission since I started the Building Businesses with Elementor Facebook group, since I started creating content, has been to help other web designers, developers, freelancers, agency owners to build sustainable businesses. This thing has changed my life, and I just want this for others. All right, catching up on everything. I never know what's going to happen when I come into these. If I start rambling, I wish I could have the Jeff is rambling button and just hit it. All right, we got a lot of things to catch up on. Donates, I got you, man. I'll hit you back up on LinkedIn. Probably next week, though. I'm going to be taking the weekend off, but I'll definitely get right back to you. All right. Kelchin says many plugin developers offer bulk prices for more than one license. Do you change the price you charge a client for a plugin? Okay, it doesn't have the whole thing. Let me read the whole thing. Do you change the price you charge a client for a plugin if more customers need the same plugin? All right. Trying to understand this question. I don't know if you meant charge. Wait, no, okay, change the price. So I'm just trying to think. Do I change the price I charge a client for a plugin if more customers need the same plugin? I have a stack that I use for our WordPress maintenance plans, and I always buy the agency license for them. And that covers like 90-95% of websites. Some websites are going to need a very special plugin, especially if we're dealing with WooCommerce. And for those, we're only going to get the license when it is absolutely needed. We also do a lot of custom development, so keep that in mind. I try not to use plugins unless if absolutely necessary. If I am going to get a plugin that I'm going to use across multiple clients' websites for, and I see that this could go into my stack, then I'm going to buy the agency license for that. And that does not change the price for our maintenance plans or what I provide for our clients. Our maintenance plans covers all the plugins that is inside our agency plan. And our maintenance plans that start off at $100 a month, but they are going to be going up next year. We're right now in the transition with the Lytbox agency making some changes. But so my short answer to the question is no, I don't change the price. I don't even everybody gets the same price. And if a client needs a special plugin, then I'll pick it up and get reimbursed for it from the client. Okay, Ola is asking for the URL. Sure. Let me see here. All right. Can I? Yeah, here we go. All right. I think I spelled something wrong, but yeah, I dropped the link inside the comments. All right. Nori, is there, let me hide that. Nori asks, is there an easy way in Elementor to position background elements in a way that makes them look like they're connected throughout each section on a page? Hyperflow is an example of the visual effect. Okay, so am I guessing like for an example, you got the whole page and you want like different gradients, but everything flowing? Uh You gotta add the easiest way is to add a background image to the whole page. That is gonna be the easiest way. I gotta go back into Elementor. See, I know in Bricks we could do that page by page. It's a lot, there's that option. Actually, let's take a look right here. I'm inside Elementor, and I'll tell you exactly what I would do. While I'm looking at that, I'm gonna do a screen share. That way everybody can look at exactly what I'm looking at as well. Oops. All right, and let me hide that. And I'll take this full screen right here. All right, cool. So I got this. Oh, not that one. I got this open right here. Let me see if they give an option. I don't think they do. So, I mean, the best thing to do is to add a background image to the page. Now, you might be able, okay, you can't do a featured image. It doesn't give us the option. That's right. All right. So, what I would do here is add a little bit of CSS. Uh, Let me see. I got to put my thinking hat on real quick. Wait, we can do that. Okay, scratch that. Let me see here. Okay, so we can do it for the whole page. Like I could put a section here. Let me put a new section. Oops, no, not the templates. Add a new section. So yeah, there you go. Yes, it's right inside here. I haven't done that yet in here. I've done it on Bricks just recently. But yes, that's how you would do it. So you would go back over here to the site settings. You go over here to the style, and then back here, you just go ahead and put an image. Now, what you'd want to do is, go to something like Figma, and make sure you create a long image like this. And I've done this before. It usually takes a bit of tweaking the image, especially if you're going to do mobile. Now, let me check real quick. Okay, it doesn't give us the option for mobile. So you might have to do a bit of CSS. Like if it had the mobile option here, you could do one for mobile, image for mobile. Wait, snap, it does. You guys, it's too late for me. I'm slipping right now. Okay, yeah, so we got one for mobile too. So bam. All right. Scratch what I just said a minute ago. So this is how you would do it right here. And when you make the image, make it in here, tweak it around, see how it looks. So you might have to play with that image quite a bit to get it right. All right, back to the live stream and the questions. So let me hide that, show this. I'm still getting used to my software. I got to get back to it. I really do dig this software right here. So Norris, did you get that? Nori, I'm sorry. I hope that you got that. Mia, hey, how's it going, Mia? Awesome. So good to see you all here. This is dope. Stacy, so good to see you back, man. All right. All right, so Stacy asked, I got a client that I lost due to several differences, but wanted to know if I'm able to continue to use that website for your portfolio. Yeah. I mean, unless if the client comes to you and says, "Hey, take it off." I mean, ideally we want it like we outgrow clients, clients outgrow us. It's natural churn. We want to keep churn low. But always it's best to end things on the best note. And if, the project was lost in a very, you know, bad way, it might be a little bit more difficult. They might have some resentment or something like that. I'm not sure. So it's kind of case by case. But if you put in the work and you did really well, and by the way, this is inside my agreements as well when I do a contract. Part of my contract is, that, hey, I get to showcase your work as part of my portfolio to help me to find more clients and to show the work that I could do. Because weird thing happened one time early on. It was so weird, it threw me off. I had a client for a new project. I finished a website. I put a whole lot of extra work in. He was happy with it. Crazy thing is, he was happy with it. And I asked him, I'm like, hey, awesome. Can I use this for my portfolio? And he just came back and said, no. I was like, wait, what? Why? I wanted to say why, but I just didn't push it any further. I just didn't know if anything was wrong. Nothing was wrong. In fact, he came to me a couple years later. He would check in and have questions, and was from all I could tell, happy about it. But the thing is, we need those portfolio items. We need them for our business. And I know other agencies who have a clause that we get to use whatever work we do as part of our portfolio. And if a client disagrees with it, well, that's fine, but we're going to have to charge more because now I'm doing this work and investing in it, and I can't even show people the work that I've done. And bigger agencies will do that. They will charge a lot more money if the client makes a request saying you cannot show that you did this. But there's also situations where you're doing things white label. If you're a white label person, then you just got to get more of those agreements up front. But yeah, Stacy, I say go ahead unless if they specifically ask you. Now, I did have one time a client that just went really crazy. Like, they weren't well. Uh, and even though it was inside our agreement that we could use their website, they just pushed scope creep and they just got really nasty. And even though I stayed nice and kind, and I really believe kindness is the best way to go, no matter what, that is my philosophy. No matter how nasty somebody could get, we got to stay kind always. But when she came back and said, I want you to take my site down, I didn't push it. I said, no problem. I hope that you're doing well. That's all. All right. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Let me catch up real quick. All right. Russell is asking about contracts to protect against situations with brands, just so that way they can't come back to sue you and stuff like that. I mean, we got contracts. The thing is, I don't have templates just to give out. Got to be very careful with that. But like contracts that I got, I paid a lot of money for it. We definitely can build them. I have some plans inside the future to help you guys out with contracts. I just got to structure that in a way and put some good thought into it. Uh, but yeah, we definitely want to protect ourselves. The way I look at contracts and agreements, I mean, if you're working with like a big major brand, okay, we got to have more due diligence because it's more risk. But most of the cases when we're dealing with like smaller and SMM sized businesses, the agreements, I mean, yeah, we protect ourselves, but it's very rare for like a situation like, where a client wants to come. And so it's in fact, it's probably more the opposite where we got to go after them like, hey, you missed a payment or you asked us for all this extra work. For me, I like to look at a contract as an agreement. And I like to look at it as a way for us to have a clear understanding. That way we could set the expectations and make expectations clear. I don't want to make a contract or an agreement all about the legal stuff and focus on that, even though that is an aspect of it. But I think it's a very valuable tool to use to keep expectations clear. I like to keep, like the legal talk, very minimal, and down at the very bottom. Up front, though, I like to look at, okay, here are the deliverables. Here's what we're responsible for. Here's what the client is responsible for. Here are some terms and conditions, what we are not liable for. And so that way it protects myself. It makes it really clear what the scope of the project is, what we're going to deliver. It's going to make it really clear on the timing of the project. And it's also going to make it really clear of the payment conditions as well. So that for me, that's what I use my agreements for. All right. Leonard, hey man. So good to see you here. This is dope. This is dope. I'm so glad to be back, everyone. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Thanks, Russell. Really? Hey, that's crazy. By the way, you guys, I just hit 1 million views this week. So for me personally, it was a big milestone this week. All right. And John, yes, definitely. We're going to do web critiques. I want to keep this going on a weekly basis. So some weeks we're going to have guest speakers here. Uh and I really want to get some really good quality guest speakers. So I'm already talking to quite a few. We're going to have guest speakers. Some weeks we're going to look at some tools. We're going to geek out together. Some might be like this, like a last minute AMA. But then also we're going to do some straight up dedicated website critiques. And when we do a website critique, I'm going to let you guys know, hey, we're doing website critique. So definitely get your websites ready and share them. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at them, tear down, break them apart, or just go through and give some tips, to help out. All right. All right. Just catching up on everything. Okay. Abdi asked. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Remember, you asked inside our group about the review plugin. So some of our older WooCommerce sites, you'll see it's got its own like kind of review. Well, I don't like to add plugins if I don't have to. And I have an awesome developer on my team who's really, really good at building stuff. And one of the challenges I've always had with Woo, and especially like WooCommerce with Elementor, is it got to keep it as light as possible. And I remember this is back before containers. So we really had to be extra careful, like adding additional plugins, like it really slowed down the site. And Abdi asked about why we built our own review plugin. I just do not like the built-in default reviews that are in toggles or like in tabs. They're hidden, and reviews are a powerful selling feature. They show proof of purchase. They show trust, and I feel they are such an important piece of a WooCommerce website. So we did the review plugin. We built it uh, and it isn't a plugin that we have like in the repository because the plugin is like actual just code. We have, we put the files right into the website. It is something I do want to revisit though, seeing if there's a way to make it more available. But I focus on UI, usability, the user experience, making it as easy as possible, not only for the clients, but for the end user. So maybe I'll show one of those coming up. In fact, I don't know. How much time do we have? Okay, let me see. I think we're down at the end of the questions. Do you know what? Let me know if you guys would like to see something like this. Let me do I'm gonna do one more screen share, guys. All right, let me do this. And this is one of the sites right here. Now it's been a while. We built this years and years ago right here. They're no longer on our maintenance plan. So I don't know what they really did to the site. Okay, it's pretty much the same as it was. Yeah, so this is one of my earlier sites right over here. And here is the reviews. Okay, so first we made it so I remember that we coded this in. We made it so we have a hyperlink. And, it wanted the reviews to be easy to see. So we built this right here so that way you could see the reviews and it's not hidden anywhere like it was with the tabs. And this is a part that I really liked. It was the whole it's broken. No, no, it's broken. This is why they need to be on our maintenance plan. No. Now when you click on it, it's supposed to be a pop-up box. Okay. Let me see if that has anything to do with the cookies. Oh no, that's not good. Let me see on the reviews page if it works. Okay, there we go. And that's broken still. Okay. So something broke. This is probably like Elementor 3.7 right here, by the way, guys. I doubt it's been updated in a long time. But yeah, that's the way it works right there. And it's a pop-up. All right. I want to take another look at this. And all right, despite the bugs in it and the brokenness of this background right here, I don't know. Do you guys see this as something of value that would be helpful to be able to install on the website, as long as it works, of course. Let me go ahead and stop that screen share, hide from screen. Okay, so La Rosa says the project management course on our Lightbox Academy site, it has contract templates. It does. Now, the project management course on the Lightbox Academy, it's right now, it's at a pretty cheap price. That thing is a beast. All right. Now, I didn't make the course. It's actually my mentor that made the course. Somebody that I've learned from throughout the years, a good friend of mine, Lauren from Brave Factor. She did that course and she has built a very large agency. Like we go way back to my very beginning. But she has a very successful agency. She took everything that she's built with her agency, and I mean, she has a large in-house team, big office, designers, developers. She is doing it. Like she's created something just amazing. And the project management course, she took everything that she's built for years and put them in a way that's very organized. And look at, she is just somebody that I always have continued to look up to, learn from, and her design skills on a whole other level. As a web designer, she's just on like I kept trying to get good, trying to catch up, and as soon as I got to a certain level, she was just still steps ahead. Skills are just amazing. So, yeah, I don't try to push out stuff and be all salesy, but that project management course, it is a gem. Like it really, really is. All right, let's see here. We're down at the end of the questions, and we're coming to the end of the live stream too. My girlfriend made some cookies, some homemade chocolate chip cookies, and they smell really good. And I shouldn't be eating them because I'm on a diet. But it's Friday night. All right, John asks, I would like to know if it's possible to change the header color, menu text, and logo when it hits a specific section on the page. For example, let me continue it. It got cut off. For example, at a container at the very bottom of the page above the footer. It's possible, but only by pixels. So there is an option. Oh, wait, hold up. That's not what I wanted to do. Let me see here. There is an option. Let me go to the header right here. That if you were to go here to advance into your motion effects and you put it on sticky, now you have this option for the effects offset. And let's say, you got to like play around with it again. Let's say it's like 5,000 pixels down to the very bottom of the page. You would set this at 5,000. And whatever effects you put, and you got to do that all by CSS, it will kick in right here. So this is how you control how far the page scrolls until those effects in your header, like the changes in color and so on, take effect. You want to focus on this right here. And let's hide that. Let's show this. All right. Have I tried jet engine plugins with bricks? I've tried it testing. I didn't find any issues at all, and it worked fine. I mean, it's still works. I mean, even jet filters works with it. Now, I haven't used it for a production site yet. Uh, on my site, I'm using Advanced Themer, which is super dope. I love that plugin. Like, it is an absolute beast to pair along with bricks. But Advanced Themer has ACF with it. So, what happened here? Did I get kicked out? No. Okay, something else happened. Another window popped up. So right now for my production side in bricks, if it's a simple site, I just use ACF because it's already built in. Like on my site, just recently, I had to use a custom post type and a custom fill for something just to make it more manageable. And instead of adding Jet Engine with ACF already built in it, I just stuck with the ACF. But if I were to build something more complex, I probably would go to Jet Engine because I like it. I know how to use it. I got an LTD on it. So it just makes sense for me to use it. Cool. Thanks, Dave. Didn't appreciate it, man. All right. So Nori has a question. As an agency owner, I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on the rise of unlimited design subscriptions. Are you for it or against it? Here's the thing, we got to pivot. We got to know what's going on in the industry, and this is a time as an agency owner, we have to look at what's coming. We got AI coming. I mean, right now it's only effective with content really, but we still got to take a look at what is happening inside our industry, and we got to be ready to bounce and pivot. We can't use the same model forever, the same business model. Me personally, I am exploring subscriptions. I'm exploring plans and packages as well. Now, I've been against unlimited development with WordPress maintenance plans. That has been my stance since I started offering WordPress maintenance plans because I feel like if we open up that box, it's like a Pandora's box. If you open it up and say, okay, if you sign up for my WordPress maintenance plans for like 80, $100 a month, you get unlimited revisions. Well, most clients are probably really not going to utilize that, but you're going to get those odd ones that come in and just want to just go crazy with it. And that is going to eat up a lot of time. And I'm sure Nori, as an agency owner, time is very limiting. There's a lot that we need to do, and we can't spend all of our time just doing support and making changes and small stuff. So, going back to that, I've always been against the unlimited development, but I do feel I got to switch things up a bit. So now I'm opening up to it. I just need to build a plan and a process around it. So I do have a plan for, later on at the end of this year, beginning of 2024 with my agency to start offering more unlimited packages, more pre-built type of like uh, uh pre-packaged type of things. Like I want to productize a lot as well. I just first, before doing that, got to build a system, got to build processes around it, and got to have everything prepared for that business model. So, like, I'm all for it. I'm all for the change. And I think we're going to continue to see more of this. The industry continues to evolve, and it's important that we evolve with the industry. And I think that any agency owner here with some time under their belt, they should start to look and explore in these different areas and different business models. You know what? Here is a really good video. This one opened up my eyes to a lot. Let me see here. It was with Greg Hickman. In fact, you could just, I'm not going to put the link. You guys could YouTube it. YouTube Greg Hickman with Chris Doe. It's an hour-long call that Greg Hickman from Alt Agency did with Chris Doe. And you're going to get a whole new idea and perspective on productizing your services, even if it is web services, to start to look at it. How can we productize this? It's a gem. That video right there, that one, Greg man, dropped us with some gems in that one. All right, cool. Rustum. All right, thank you, man. Awesome. So glad to hear. And got the maintenance course. So the new maintenance plans course is going to be coming out later this year. I've made some adjustments, evolved my own process, and simplified things a lot. So I'm excited to share that coming up. And we're down to the end of the list. And I think that is a good time to get ready to sign off. Okay, cool. John, thank you, man. So good to hear and see. And Abdullah asks, where can I see all your websites that you made? They seem really awesome. Cool. Thanks, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. Definitely do. You know what? I'll be honest. Since I started creating content, I kind of took a break a lot from like our agency site. So our agency site is way in need for an update. But that's coming pretty soon. That's our next step to rebuild it with some new stuff. I'm gonna keep you all posted on that here. So as when I do get, when we start the rebuild of the Lytbox agency site, I want to do a live with all you guys, like the process behind it, the thinking behind it. Nothing's going to be secret, man. We're not doing any secret stuff. Nothing is secret. Everything is transparent out in the open. When I started this journey out here, I gave up the right to be secret. That would be kind of shady, right? Out here on lives doing secret stuff. Nah, just joking around. But I want everything to be transparent. I want to let you guys into a process, the thinking behind it, the reasons behind it. And look, here's the thing too. Going down this journey, a lot of good stuff happens. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced a lot of good stuff. There's also fails that happen too. There's fails, there's wins. In fact, there's a whole lot more fails than there are wins. And that really is how it should be. That's the process. We want to have a bunch of those small micro fails. We want to have those smaller ones where you just get kicked back a little bit, rebound, pivot, try something new, find something that works. And I love being open about all that stuff. I want to let you guys in, and that way we can learn together. By being transparent and open, we're all here learning. And here's the thing about me, I'm just learning. That's it. I'm in the process to learn and grow. That's one of I love helping, I love teaching, I love sharing. But one thing this does for me as well is it keeps me in the process of learning and growing. And I'm just not the type that could be in a position that feels like I know too much. Never. I'm open minded. Sometimes you're going to hear this. And if you follow my content, follow my journey here, you're going to see times where I rebound on some things, where there's some things I might believe and feel like it's right. But then I hear different perspectives. I have different experiences and I learn something else that maybe there's a better way, something better to do. And I feel that's the best place that we all could be in. Stay open-minded and just ready to learn. All right, cool. Charlie, so good to see you. So good to see you all. I'm going to sign off now. We're going to be back next week. Got a special live guest next week and looking forward to it. Thank you all for being here.